Well, hello and welcome back. My name's Kieron Seamons. This is my inky world. This is where you should be today if you love drawing, if you love painting, if you love making a scribbles and a mess. This is the best place on YouTube to be. And today, I have no idea what we're going to draw, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be funky. So get your pen, get your paper. Let's do some drawing. This way. Well, if this is your first time here, and there has been a lot of new people. My name is Kieron Seamons, and I have worked in animation for about 30 years. I've worked on a lot of the big feature films that you've probably watched and loved, Roger Rabbit and such like. Five Goes West and things like that. I've actually done 17 feature films, and I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of TV shows like Lilo and Stitch and Dennis and Menace and the Moomins and too many to mention. The Cramp Twins. Lots of favorites. So I have also illustrated about 300 books, so there's quite a lot there for you to kind of get into and enjoy, and hopefully to enjoy in these videos here. A mouthful of tea and we're ready to start. And the way that I usually set these videos up is that I don't really know what I'm going to draw. I just kind of put down a line or a scribble or something, and we kind of go from that. And that gives me the kind of freshness that you probably don't get in other videos. Other videos are very planned and everything is kind of pre-drawn. Whereas a lot of my drawings are basically done how I feel. At the moment, how I feel. And I'll draw a couple of lines and I'll think that looks like a turtle or that looks like an elephant dancing, and that's what I will draw. So today we are going to get into something, and we're going to start off. We are doing little A4 drawings at the moment. I'm usually on. I usually prefer something like an A3, A2 is better. I do quite like the larger paper for the simple reason that you can get a good swing of the pen with it, and I do find it I do like to swing my pen. So I have basically been working in animation since I was 17. And it basically was just a complete snowball. It was like I started off working on Roger Rabbit, and it was just a whole kind of, I just loved it so much. I had always been a great lover of animation and the whole idea of animation, the idea that a couple of drawings ran together very, very fast would make images that would move. And that completely obsessed my tiny mind as a child. And the idea of drawings coming to life, as any child would be, they really fired up an engine of absolute passion. And over the years, I actually went on to set up my own animation studio, which was called Sandman Animation. And we were doing a lot of shows like Lilo and Stitch and things like that. We did a lot of the overflow from America and from England and such, and from Germany, a lot of shows from Germany too. So that's my kind of basic background is I've been working in animation and recently been making kids books, which I love. I love the whole creativity of it, the whole flexibility of it. And at the moment I am drawing something that I have no idea what it quite is at the moment, but it seems to be some kind of pair of eyes, and I'm drawing pointy ears, so and that's what I love about my channel. My channel is very much about kind of wake up and start drawing. And I do that every morning. I wake up very early and I start to draw. And when I have a project on, it's a little bit more kind of organized, shall we say. But I have done a lot of books. My recent books being the Worry Lips sequence. There has been a whole series of books called Worry Lips about a man who has a ghost that falls in love with him. And so each kind of book also gives me a little bit of freedom with style. The Worry Lips were very, very similar, very, very different to what I'm actually doing at the moment. They were done in a palette of grey, just to kind of get that kind of midnight feeling, and I loved it. I really did love it. It was something that keeps my mind very, very active. I'm constantly writing stories, I'm constantly drawing, I'm constantly trying to be creative. I do find that is something that keeps me alive in a way. On the subject of that, I did actually get very sick and I died in the hospital and was saved by some amazing doctor. And after a couple of years of kind of struggling, everything kind of came back. And when I was kind of lying there and I was kind of like dying, I kind of told myself that if I ever came out of all of this, I would draw every day. So it has kind of come from a promise to myself. So that's when this channel burst into life. It burst into life basically to try and document that kind of journey, that kind of rebuilding. And so far, it has worked out fantastic. So far, I've been extremely happy with it. So far, it has literally kept me alive. And obviously, over time, I have met lots of wonderful people like you and you and you. And that has really been the whole journey. Meeting people, doing drawings. So that is for all the people that have never been here before and that are new to the channel. That is the kind of backstory of me and the channel. The only additional to that is that part of my recovery, it was suggested that maybe I buy a dog, which I bought the fabulous Mr. Miro, who's, well, you can't see him there, but you'll see him in other videos. At the moment, I have some builders on the roof, and then he's running around crazily wondering who these strange people are. Poor little thing. So I'm not quite sure what I have started to draw. It kind of looks a bit like a kind of werewolf or something. I'm drawing in Indian ink, and I'm using a dip pen, which is just a piece of wood with a metal tip to it. It is nothing more than that. It is no special amazing gadget. It is just a drawing tool. There are videos of me explaining some of the processes more and some of the tools more. If you have questions, you can write to me and I will try to answer them in these videos. One of the questions that I had yesterday was, it seems like I'm not sitting in a chair when I'm drawing. And that is correct. I am actually just standing next to a desk. And that also kind of gives me well, kind of like a health reason, really. It's like, you know, I found that when I would sit in a chair after about 8 hours or 12 hours of drawing, you kind of be like a hunchback and I'll make myself a cup of tea. So to kind of get away from that, I push the chair to the side and I stand. And it has worked out really, really great, because if I want to kind of just grab something, I can just kind of, and I want to go and do this, I want to grab a mouthful of lemon tea. All very easy. So yeah, it kind of keeps me active. And so does my little dog, Mr. Miro. Mr. Miro, as in Miro the painter, Jean Miro. So my dog was named after him. It was suggested that maybe, since I draw and paint a lot, that maybe I choose a painter's name for my dog. So I went through lots of different suggestions, different ideas, and Miro come into my name. Jean Miro, Miro. And since he's very fluffy and very hairy, and he doesn't have any hair on his body, so he's kind of got a lion's mane and then a little skinny body. So a lot of people thought he was a girl dog. So his name became Mr. Miro. And I love him. I love him dearly. He is the absolute... You see, the thing is that my sister had kind of talked to me many times about, you need to get a dog. You live alone. You live on your own. You need to get a dog. You spend all day talking to yourself. Why don't you talk to a dog? And that is basically how it happened. And me and my sister jumped on the train and we went up to the north of England, and we met the fabulous, the amazing, the adorable Mr. Miro. And I fell in love straight away. Wasn't even like a 5-minute wait. It was like, as soon as we walked in, he kind of came running up to me. And I was just like, he knows he's my dog. I was like, oh, it was absolutely magical. Absolutely magical. So, what can I say? I'm a very happy person. I have a beautiful dog. And I have a beautiful life drawing every day. Every day we go for a walk together into the local park. And yeah, life's great. Just me and Mr. Miro, and lots and lots of bottles of ink, which I go through very much. I literally go through about I buy these bottles of ink like this. It's a big liter bottle of ink, and that will last me a couple of weeks. Dear, 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 dear. So if you would like to donate some money to my channel to keep me in ink, you're very welcome. You will find at the top of my YouTube page, there's a little PayPal button, and you can send me 10 pence or 10 million pound, whichever you feel. And that is pretty much everything about my channel. I have made a lot of kids books also, which was kind of like my first direction, really, was after animation, was to make kids books. And the reason behind that was I kind of felt that they were connected. A lot of children's cartoons do become animated cartoons. And it just seemed the perfect kind of follow-on, really. So, so I started to do kids books, which I still do. I still do in between my crazy videos. And I like to keep the videos quite regular. At the moment, I'm trying to do some selling of some of the artwork, and some of these pieces are connected to that. So if there's something that you would particularly like me to draw, and send me a message. And maybe one day you will end up on my video with me drawing your wish. The channel has grown quite wonderfully over the last few years, and I got wonderful messages from Brazil and Italy and France and America and all sorts of places, Holland, Sweden. It's become a really beautiful place to hang out and to draw. So today's drawing is some kind of wolf man. I'll squeeze my name in here. And I'm in the south of England. It's where I live, in the south of England. And at the moment, the seasons are just beginning to change. And it's starting to turn a little bit cold. And Mr. Mirror does not like the cold. Mind you, I don't really like it either, but I'm just wondering whether I can squeeze in a frame. Can I squeeze in a frame? Why not? Let's try. I like to kind of frame my drawings. I always kind of feel like it's quite a kind of a beautiful addition to them. And almost every day I do a drawing. So if you like what today was, if you like the experience, if you like the feeling of it, come back and watch me draw something else. I drew a lovely chicken this morning. Where's my chicken? Here's my chicken. Drew a lovely chicken this morning, which I thought was quite delightful. and all painted up and looking very, very stunningly beautiful. And every day is different. That's what's so special about this channel. It's like I just talk my mind, whatever I'm thinking about at the moment, and I draw whatever appears on the paper. So every day is different, every day is special, every day is unique. So come back and watch some more lovely drawings. And there we have like a werewolf. How lovely. Thank you very much for coming and joining me today. Thank you very much for just keeping me company. And if you would like to subscribe, there's a button over there somewhere. And I will see you back here for more later on. So have a beautiful day. Keep drawing. Mr. Werewolf.